Hello team! Trifunctional here, hanging out, playing some Minecraft on the Darkcraft server. How are you doing? I am doing quite well myself, and I'm just having the most dangerous mining session that you've probably seen in a while. That's kind of how I roll. Did I catch that or did it? I think I lost that. Darn it. But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm just uh mining up some iron, getting ready for the plan for today. Now, the way that we've been running episodes. Oh, hello. The way that we've been running episodes, it always feels like we're trying to do so many things in one episode. We're having a ton of jump cuts. We're feeling frantic, running around. So I'm thinking that for today's episode, we're gonna try to slow things down a little bit. We're gonna accomplish our goal, and we're gonna chat. We're gonna do a little bit of dangerous mining to start off here. And then I'm thinking that we will set up an automated melon farm. And now the reason I'm thinking an automated melon farm is now we currently have the wheat farm up and running. It is going well. We are getting plenty of food from the wheat farm to make bread. It is sustaining us well. We also have the sheep farm uh, giving us plenty of meat. That's also sustaining us well. But uh, those two farms are hard to automate. So what I'm thinking is a melon farm. We have melon seeds. It's not going to be the most efficient food source. I think bread feeds you for. Oh, come on. We don't want to see any of your kind here, creeper. Anyways, so bread will feed you for like 5 haunches, uh, and melons will feed you for like 2 haunches. So it's not going to be the most efficient food source, but the key is automation. The fact that we're going to be able to automate it is going to make it awesome. And so we'll be able to have the automated melon farm going all the time when we're doing other things on the server. And whenever we want food, we can just run up to the chest and grab out some melons. So I found this crazy awesome lava lake that I've just been scouring for iron because I'm going to use it to make some hoppers and some pistons to get our automated melon farm up and running. Now, this is at the end of our tunnel that we... Oh, more iron. Awesome. So this is at the end of our tunnel that we've been digging. Oh, oh, that's not good. Run! Okay, so let's do one of these. Okay, we want to get out of range of that guy. Because... Okay, so that must be a skeleton spawner, it's sounding like. I think those skeletons fought each other. That's good. I'm out of blocks to place, which is not good. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay, so we are in a cave system at the end of the tunnel we've been digging. The second tunnel that we began opened up into this large cave system. And I've decided to start exploring the cave system looking for some iron because we haven't had the best of luck with finding iron in the actual tunnel that we've been digging. And as you can see, I found some good sources of iron. Looks like there's a skeleton spawner up there, so I don't know if we should mess with that right now. I heard another skeleton. Especially being around all of this lava. So I think for now, we're going to leave that iron there. We're going to head back this way. And I just had that blocked off just because I was AFKing just a little bit. I didn't want anything to sneak up behind me. So let's head back over this way, and there are more caves to explore over this way. And who knows, maybe this opens up into that cave. If it does, we gotta keep an eye out for that spawner, though. Alright, so let's head up this way. As you can see, death count, I'm up to 20. I died a few times today while preparing for the episode. I was just getting some cows bred up, so I was running back and forth as far as getting wheat to be breeding up the cows. I also died to a creeper down here in this cave system as well. And does this open up? I don't see that spawner. So I think... Okay, so there's some more iron. I think that we are semi-safe for the moment. Here's what we're gonna do here. We have a couple of cobblestone. I know that just got dark for a second. But, okay. So we're gonna place down some lava right there. We're gonna get this iron. Because I'm feeling pretty safe at this point. And I know we passed up some other iron that we're gonna go back for in just a quick second. But, yes, so I'm just gathering up some iron. We were running a little bit low on our iron reserves in the base. And, oh yeah, so I was talking about the cows. So I've been breeding up the cows. We're going to need 45 hides for the books for the 15 bookshelves. And we're going to need just one leather for the book for the enchanting table, which we already have a couple of leather here back at the base. I'm trying to decide the best way to get down. I'm thinking this is the way. Alright, so yes, so we have a couple of leather at the base currently. And so that means that we need to breed up 44 cows, and that is taking a long time. Every time you breed the cows, you have to wait a certain amount of time. Alright, so we're back to our tunnel. You have to wait a certain amount of time before you can breed them again. How much iron did I get? 20? Okay, that'll be enough for now. And so I was AFKing over there and breeding up the cows until I ran out of wheat, and then I'd run back and harvest, or I'd have to AFK on this side to so that we had the chunk loaded to get the wheat growing, and then I'd harvest the wheat, replant it, and then head back over and start breeding cows again, and AFKing while we're waiting for them to get hungry again so that we could breed them a second time. And so it was taking a long time, and I died a couple of times heading back and forth. I lost some shields and some armor, and so it's not a very productive system, but it's gonna work, and we will have the enchanting table up and running in not too much time at all. But for today, we have enough iron. I have a plan for a automatic melon farm. Again, it's not going to be very efficient, but I believe that it will provide enough melons that we can have a constant food source. And I think it'll just be fun to build. Now, these are our ladder shaft sheep, and they like to hang out in the ladder shaft. Why? I do not know. That's just where they choose to chill. And so we're back up on the surface. So, to get this going, this melon farm, I'm going to need to determine a place to set it up, and yeah, you see, I was down there for quite a while, but I must not have been close enough for the wheat to be growing. So yeah, so I think that it's going to be good to get an automated melon farm going. But yeah, so I'm going to need to craft up some repeaters, some hoppers, some comparators, and some pistons. And I have a plan where the melon farm that we used in the our single player world in our Anytomb series, that required sticky pistons. So I have a different plan using a redstone hopper clock. It's a hopper clock that is Ethos design, and that should work as far as it's not going to require any sticky pistons. The pistons that we're going to be making up are actually going to be to crush the melons themselves to harvest the melons, and then the melons should fall into the hopper, which will bring the melons into the chest that we can collect them from. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of preparations. I'm going to get the items crafted and get a place determined to actually craft this this automated melon farm. And then I'll go ahead and bring you back and we'll do a little bit of building. Welcome back, team. So I've carved out a little area that we're going to start building. I just put it in right behind the nether portal. I just figured that would be a nice little place just to hide it in there. It's not going to be in the way of anything. The farm, the wheat farm, is right down there. I discovered that when I busted out a couple of blocks here. As you can see, I replaced them. But we're outside of that wheat farm, so we shouldn't be bothering anything over here. Now, we're going to need just a small amount of space for the melon farm itself, but the actual hopper clock, the redstone clock, is actually going to take up quite a bit of space. So let's go ahead and just get started building. I'm going to build the small little melon farm on camera here, and then I'll do another quick cut while I set up the redstone for the clock, because that's the redstone's a little bit complicated, and it's not something that the redstone clock isn't really my design, so it's something where I'll post the link to the hopper clock tutorial video that Ethos Lab did, and you can go ahead and check that out if you are interested in wanting to build a redstone clock of your own. So I have the basic structure set up here. You see I have a hopper down below the water source here, and then the hopper leads into our chest. And just want to make sure I did that right. Yeah, the hopper is leading into the chest. And so let's go ahead and replace this. Alright, there we go. And so the actual melon farm itself is my design, by the way. It's just the redstone clock part that is Ethos' design. But okay, so we have the four corners are set up to actually hold the melons. And I'm not going to plant them quite yet because we only have 4 melon seeds, and just in case I need to move something, I don't want to end up losing those melon seeds. Now, over here on all 4 sides, we're going to be placing our pistons. That's not a piston. Whoops. Okay. How much redstone dust? Ah, man, I wasted a redstone dust. Lame. Alright. So let's place a piston right there, and right there. And then we're also going to have one right here as well. We'll place just a couple of junk blocks and get our piston placed right here. Now, the way that this is going to work is the melons will sprout the melon stalks will be in the 4 corners. They'll sprout their melons on the empty dirt spots, and then the clock will make it so that the pistons will go off every so often, and we'll just set it on like a long timer because they won't need to go off very often because melons won't be popping up here constantly. But yeah, every so often the pistons will all fire at the same time, pushing all of the melons into the water in the center and down into our hopper, which leads to our chest. And so yeah, so that's the basic idea, and I think that it'll work out well. We can always tweak it over time if we decide that it could be more efficient. Let's go ahead and get back up here real quick. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to place a glowstone block right here. And that way, all of our melons are getting plenty of light. They have to have a light level of 9, I believe, above the actual stock itself in order to actually produce melons. So, this is where the actual melon farm will go. I'm going to next carve out a little bit more area and get the actual hopper clock set up. It takes up quite a large footprint, but I think we'll put it off maybe to the right-hand side. I want to be able to get at it very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and get that taken care of, and then I'll bring you back to show you the final product here. And we're back, team. So I've got all of the redstone set up with the redstone clock here, and I am glad that I didn't plant those melons previously, because I did end up having to move everything over a couple of blocks because I needed a little bit more room next to the wheat farm. But as you can see, the clock is making the pistons go every so often. Now, right now, it is going faster than the final product will be, just so that I can show you that it is working without having to wait. The nice part about the redstone clock that I'm using is I can make the interval longer just by adding more items to the hoppers. See, the hoppers are passing back and forth some items, and the more items that you have in there, the longer amount of time it'll be between the pulses. So I have 11 items in there right now, and I'm actually going to add in another stack. So there's going to be 75 items in there total, and that's going to be quite a while between the actual pulses of the pistons. So, because we don't need it to be firing all the time. Like, every so often will be fine. It'll give time for the melons to grow, and then once they do fire, then we'll get melons, and they'll fall down into our hopper and into our chest. And so I'm just bone mealing up the melon stalks so that they can get started. You can't actually force it to produce a melon, but by having the stalk be in its adult form, we're actually waiting for the melons to actually show up at this point. So I've made sure to include glowstone all around down here so that we don't have to worry about any mobs spawning down here, which is good. And you see it just ticked there. It's taking quite a while longer since I did add those items to the hopper. But it is working out just fine here. I think this is going to be a nice addition to the base. Give us that nice passive income of the melons. You can just access the chest right here once the melons start producing. And yeah, it'll be a nice passive way to get some food going for the team here. But I've had a lot of fun with planning this out and with building it, and I've kind of liked slowing down and just having one project with the video, trying to make it so we're not including a million different things and running around. Oh, whoops, don't want to be in there when those pulse. I don't think that they would harm me, but I think it's best not to be there when all four of those pistons go into crush-a-size mode. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure to hit that like button for me. I certainly appreciate it, and it helps me out quite a bit. If you're new and you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below the video so that you can see when the future Darkcraft episodes come out, and so you can see when the future Terraria episodes come out as well. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you on the flip side.